Hello.
Okay.
Cool. What are we talking
Where
about?
were we?
This is the problem with both of us. I don't ever remember. In a good 2 minutes, we were like, "Oh, what were we talking about again?"
Uh,
Ooh, well, no, I don't
was it
remember.
was it that like Elliot regrets? Sorry, not regrets. Like everything Elliot does undercover,
Yeah,
she does his thing too.
yeah.
Oh, and that Webb may very well kill him if
Yeah,
he
his life's
wants
on the line here. Everyone,
to.
literally, everyone is a danger to him. No, everyone.
No, he just needs to stay home with his kids and his mom for like I don't know a
Because
week.
Webb could get him killed. The gangs
Very
could
well.
get him killed. The police could just, not retire him. Be like,
Suspend him from
yeah,
the
suspend him indefinitely or fire him. Those things, it's all bad. So
technically he is still suspended from
technically,
OC
yeah,
because that's how his undercover is. But honestly,
yeah,
they're doing just fine
they're
without
doing
him.
just fine. They're
Like
good.
Ayana has got it handled. Jet gets to go out on the field a whole lot more, and still do her computer stuff. Like they're good. They're good. Elliot could
Yes.
go do whatever the heck he's doing with Donnelly and
Yeah, it is
yeah.
definitely something's going on. I mean, it's not gonna.
And it's not even like they need him undercover either. They have
No.
Nova there too,
Yeah.
doing her undercover stuff. So
Oh,
you know,
yeah. It's kind of like, what is his purpose of doing something?
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
it benefits them any because they picked
It
the wrong
doesn't.
of
It
all people who can
literally,
mess it up real bad.
it's him. They literally have an episode like in the next episode. It literally says they're like there's an obstacle coming, and that Webb needs Elliot to go get like his stolen money. Like you're just gonna like this could be a lose-lose situation for him. Like he has to go up against the guy who took the money. If he doesn't get the money back, Webb is gonna be angry and could possibly kill him.
It's not gonna happen because of the show, but still, it's a possibility.
No, obviously.
Yeah, bad things can happen when you play around with the wrong people and then be like, don't take it seriously. I'm like, yeah, Webb was going to have them killed. Yeah, Webb is not playing around.
He's not. He's very dangerous.
Yep. Yeah, I think we got off on a tangent of all of the thing.
I mean,
but it's still a good tangent.
Everything basically went into like Elliot Stever is the problem.
Yeah, basically. We're
like,
sorry to anyone who believes otherwise, but this is what we believe and stand on it.
And we had not like we're just saying it. We believe we have facts to back it up.
Yeah, it's not like we made it up.
So basically, like trouble follows from where he goes at this. Everywhere he goes at this point. So our whole tangent basically goes to like why we don't ship. We don't. No. Olivia needs a break and doesn't need all this trouble following her. Yeah. Especially when she has her young kid to worry about.
Yeah, and I don't think Elliot cares about her having a kid. No. He barely cares about his own kids. So.
Yeah, like he hasn't, I don't know the last time he's like talked to any of his kids besides Eli.
Yeah, and Eli's struggling with him. He's just mad at him, so.
And barely still talking to Eli.
Eli's kind of mad. He's like, you've ruined my reputation.
Yeah. Like, his kids know he's like a bad cop at this point.
Yeah, they know. And he doesn't seem to care, so it's a problem.
And the fact that his mom is literally, like, his bipolar mother is literally like, stop or you're gonna, like, destroy yourself.
Yeah.
Is a very telling sign.
Yeah, definitely. But it's not like he cares. I mean, anyway, you think he listen to somebody, but
somebody. If anybody, maybe his mother, but apparently not. Oh, actually, no, not even his mother. Hopefully, it would be his kids.
Yeah, somebody. But kids.
But yeah, whatever. Okay. So that was a lot of negative stuff about why we don't ship it.
Yeah, we're sorry about that. Not like we're kind of sorry, but kind of not.
We feel bad for our friends. We feel bad for our friends who do reasonably ship it, and like they like the ship.
Yeah,
and
we just
also agree that Elliot has problems and things need to be fixed, but we just don't think those problems are like all of the problems are fixable enough to the point where he would deserve to be with Olivia.
yeah, because he doesn't care.
I said it. I said it. Elliot Stabler does not deserve to have Olivia back to be with Olivia Benson.
Yeah,
I said it.
he doesn't because it would think would just go bad. I feel like it wouldn't be good.
No.
And he played around with it, and I have no regrets about what we've done. But
No.
it's not like it's unreasonable either. We were like, it's not unreasonable. But he
Okay.
doesn't see that, yeah. And I feel like he's jumping the gun too hard also with Olivia. I think bringing it back around to talking about that is that he wants more than he seems to want to get more than he's giving, considering the fact that she is not ready for any of that. Neither does she want to be.
No.
So it's kind of like, what you doing?
She has her own family and her career to focus on right now before
Yeah,
she dives into a relationship. And I'm still going to say that with the fact that even if we want Barson to be canon, she's got stuff to work out
yeah,
before she
definitely.
dives into a relationship with anybody at this point.
Yeah, and I feel like those things will have to be addressed. We talked about this in the last segment because I remember yesterday last time, but it does really matter that like these things are talked about and addressed, and toxic relationships are a real thing that people fall into. And I think people get really upset about the fact that like this kind of happens, like how like Olivia's portrayed in like talking about, well, not talking about, but like her reactions to Elliot, and people misconstrue them very oftenly. But like if you truly look at how she interacts with him, it's more of a I don't want to upset you, so I pretend like I'm happy. I think is kind of what she does because we know how he is as a person. And then something else someone pointed out, which and somebody the set watchers, y'all are out there. Don't be keeping Barson secret from us. Just saying. But
Give us
something
the
that somebody pointed.
footage.
We talked about this earlier in the group chat about how that scene coming up in next week's episode with the Mother's Day scene, how like Elliot kind of like I don't mean we can't see what they're saying, but like how watching the scene, I don't know if that actually is the scene or is that like behind the scenes or not, but anyway, it kind of does matter in the situation I'm talking about. But how Olivia kind of just has her like hand on Noah's shoulder, and it can be kind of construed as, I mean, the way it seems is that like that is her way to calm herself down and calm Noah down because she wasn't ready to have this kind of conversation,
Agreed. She had been wanting to like let Elliot introduce Noah to Elliot when she was ready.
Yeah.
Just meeting him on the street and being like, I have to have this conversation now isn't like good. She wasn't ready to have the conversation.
Yeah.
She's very surprised to see him. She's like, but I have to have this conversation because we're right here and it can't be avoided right now. But
yeah, she doesn't want to upset her once again. I think that's something that she does often.
But in reality, like for Elliot to meet Noah, it should have been on Olivia's terms.
Yeah, and it definitely needs to be
random.
Yeah, but it's kind of strange how that's the way the show decided to do it also, but I feel like I think once again I said this a million we both said this a million times, I feel like they are setting up for Barson.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, y'all. Thoughts, prayers, whatever you do. But but the thing is they have to find a way before that happens, there has to be some kind of the disconnect. Like Olivia has to be like there has to be a disconnect between Elliot and Olivia first, I think.
Yeah.
And I think Elliot pushing her is going to backfire on him. For one, this particular scene is one of maybe the start of that, is that he kind of pushed himself in where he was supposed to. And then there's supposed to be, the OC episode. Whatever happens in there, we don't really know because nobody cares enough to nobody cares enough to get the set spoiled. No one gets us the information.
We just know they're working on a case, and apparently Steve was there too. But
Yeah, and that there's some kind of they're looking for a kidnapped girl or something. That's about all we know. But I think that's what the episode said. Yeah. No, it was like an 8-year-old girl. Somebody read something weird, but
9-year-old girl.
9-year-old girl. But and I feel like so there has to be, I think there's something that's gonna divide the waters here. Like something's going to give that Olivia that push you like, I don't actually want to talk to you anymore. Like I have to cut you out of my life because you're not he's gonna do something, I feel like, because Olivia needs that needs that push to be like, I am done.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll happen soon. Because either it's gonna happen before Barson is canon or after Barson is canon. If if it becomes canon, thoughts, prayers once again. But and I think that is something that's super important and has to be done, but done in a way that like make sure Elliot gets the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I personally write fics, I play around, entertain that idea a lot of like, hey, Barson is canon. What does Elliot think about that? I'm working on a fic about. Well, I haven't finished that story yet, but like his reaction to Olivia having a relationship with someone he does not like, does not approve of, is something.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not going to approve of that. But no, like, she should care because. But definitely, it's just like what next for them. I think it's very interesting to see what.
It'd be also very interesting to see how Barson develops in the season finale, because we know Elliot isn't in it.
Yeah, like we know that. Really, then y'all people out there, stop saying that. Like,
yeah, guys,
stop saying that.
Like literally said it's a lie that he's gonna be in the episode.
Yes, please delete that. And they kept saying it. I saw a tweet about that like yesterday. I'm like, stop it.
The only people who were in the SVU episode are SVU people, as far as we know. But at least we know Chris isn't in that episode.
No, we do get in the regular Law and Order. We do have Mariska and man, what's his name?
Terry.
Yeah, Terry. Yes, they're gonna be in the original Law and Order episode. I know that.
That would be interesting.
That'll be interesting. Whatever happens in there, we don't know. No keeps up with that either. Apparently.
Side note: can I get a screen of Mariska and Hugh Dancy? Because I'll be happy.
Yes, please.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah. So the only people talking about Barson in the season finale are going to be, SVU people: Mariska, Rowell, Kelly, Peter, etc.
So whatever happens in the OC finale, no one really knows.
Another side note, because I remembered seeing his picture, Octavio, the guy who plays Velasco, put a picture of him in the courtroom. It will be interesting.
Oh, I did see that earlier.
Will be interested to see any interactions between him and Barba, considering they're both Latino.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't, because they never met. Either.
They haven't. He wasn't.
He wasn't in People versus Richard Wheatley.
Episode.
No, he was not in People versus Richard Wheatley.
So it would be very interesting for them to meet, considering they're both Latino, and that cultural bond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Also, once again, I still think the finale is gonna be good. It's gonna be emotional.
Yeah.
But
everybody literally
keep posting these set pictures. I'm like,
yeah, it's going to be amazing. But every time we ask, people ask, what's one word to describe the finale? Emotional. They say emotional. And it's like,
stop it. I need a different word, please.
Can we at least know, happy emotional or what?
They're just emotional. Here you go. Think about that for the next 3 weeks. Yeah. Ooh, where's my phone? Hold on. We gotta get the countdown. As of today, as of this very moment, we have 22 days, 3 hours, and 44 minutes. Too long.
Yeah. Did we want to move on to Barson headcanons, or did we have anything else before we kept talking about it?
I think we talked about this other thing I had on the list, kind of, but one more thing, I think.
Go ahead.
I don't think Elliot, I think we talked about this also, maybe we didn't. I don't think Elliot loves Olivia either. I think he loves who she used to be. before he left.
The idea of her.
Yeah, he likes the idea of her, but not her. He hasn't even gotten to know her. Basically, he'd be like dating a stranger. He does not know her now. Sure, he's known her 10 years ago, but he doesn't know her now. And he's in love with the person she used to be, not who she is. And it's more of a, he has more of a, tries to create more of a trauma bond with her. But he doesn't know about her trauma, but she knows about his. And it's just kind of like, does he need that connection to deal with his grief? Or is he intentional about it? Or it's like, you get these muddy waters of behind wanting to be in love with her. Or your idea of being in love with her. I won't say that he is, but...
Can we just talk about for like a second before we get back to the Barson stuff, that if, you know, the fact that the only reason we've even gotten, like, people talking about EO again is because they decided to kill off Elliot's wife.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
That would also just be a really cool
I'm pretty sure they existed, but not as prominent as they used to be.
Well, yeah.
They got big when
people have been thinking about it for a while, but, like, if killing off Kathy is how, like, that, whatever the heck that relationship is progresses, it's really shitty move.
It really is. I'm like, Kathy died. Yeah.
Like, not only would the character deserve better, but the actress would deserve better.
There's some bad stuff. Some bad stuff happened there.
Oh my god, yeah. No. Everybody attacked her. Don't attack. Don't attack her.
Don't do that. Okay.
Don't attack Isabel. Isabel is wonderful.
She is.
She was a part of the show for, like, since the beginning.
Yeah. So don't be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, side note, SVU has, like, really awesome character entrances. They need to work on their exits. Like, big time. God. Okay. Yeah. I'll let our listeners dwell.
You guys can talk about. Yeah, you guys can think about that. You can tell us if you want. I mean, we have a comment section. Tell us what you want.
Because I've got, like, I can think of at least 7 off the top of my head of, like, why. Okay. Anyway, back to the Barson,
fun stuff. We're good. Fun stuff. So I didn't write any of them down, but
I just have a whole bunch in my head.
I have a whole bunch. I made a whole Barson headcanons Twitter. Okay, people send them to me and I post them. But Barson headcanons, because this is a really fun thing, and I think Olivia and Raphael's relationship is just like, they have such interesting personalities and how they they act about themselves. It's really funny how to see what acts like with each other on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So my favorite one I think I love all the ones that have to do with, like, coffee. Those are my funniest ones. I think I said it one time, but I was like, I'm pretty sure Raphael is the person who makes does wash the mugs. And then Olivia's like, you need to wash the mugs. Like, that's very much them. I feel like one of them is forgetting to wash the mugs.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious to me.
My favorite has to be any of them that have to do with, like, musical theater. Like, one of my biggest headcanons for Raphael is that he did theater in his past because of role and his background in theater and musical theater. And I love thinking that, like, their favorite show is Hamilton.
Yes.
Because it's got
it's a deleted scene, I'm pretty sure. It's a deleted scene. So.
There's a deleted scene where there's an interrogation going on, and, like, Barbara's like, bye, and Liv is like, where are you going? And he's like, let me know if he confesses by the time Burr kills Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Liv is like, send them my love, and then end scene. And it's got like, real world applications. Because Mariska has seen the show, like, 22 times.
Yeah.
She is, like, one of the biggest Hamilton fans. They've had cast members from Hamilton on the show multiple times. David Diggs has played a defense attorney.
Yeah.
Anthony Ramos has played a perp.
Yeah.
Leslie Odom Jr. played
Reverend Curtis.
And it's also
what's her name?
uh
Man, what's her name? The Angelica. What's her name?
Renee Ellis
Yeah,
Goldsberry has
she's been a defense attorney.
been a defense attorney. Uh, Leslie Owens Jr. also did Leap of Faith with Raoul before
Yes.
both of them came on SVU. And both both Raoul and Marisha are like really good friends with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
So just like all of that combined makes me really, really think that Hamilton would be like their favorite show.
Mm-hmm.
And you use this quote all the time, and I love that you
Yeah.
do. But
Oh, I do.
Barbara always like tells Olivia that she's like the best of wives and best of women,
I do. I put it everywhere I can use it. I use it. I promise.
which is a very wonderful quote from the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My like very like at least personal headcanon is that they both also love Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
It also has real world applications because I found this out a few months ago. Raoul did a concert
Oh, you
where,
sing.
oh yeah, he sings Defying Gravity in like
Mm-hmm.
concerts all the time, which
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the song constantly, but it's probably like some of the one of like the best like male
Mm-hmm.
versions out there. Like if they ever did a gender bent version of the show, I would want to cast him as
Mm-hmm.
Elphaba immediately. But also he's very close with the guy who wrote the show, and
Mm-hmm.
he auditioned for the show. So if you know, in an alternate universe, he would have been in the show and would have been part of the original cast. But it was also the same time he did Taboo, so
Mm-hmm.
anyway, uh, that and also just Wicked is a very, very big feminist musical. Barbara
Mm-hmm.
being a feminist icon,
Yes.
Olivia being the feminist badass icon wanting to fight for justice no matter what is very Elphaba like.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and also there's I think Noah would like the show too, just because there's some beautiful dance scenes. But this
Yes.
is just my personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my personal headcanon is they both like Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
Wicked. I feel like Raphael would like rank two, just because it's like a beautiful like piece about like being yourself, and like community and everything. I feel like to be very Barbara show.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, any musical theater headcanon
Yes.
about them, I love. Uh,
This is a cute little one that came up with. Is that Olivia likes to wear Raphael's sweatshirts, and just because she likes to smell his cologne, he thinks it's really really cute that she does it too.
he probably thinks he looks so beautiful.
I know
No
it's
matter
very cute.
what.
I use that all the time though too.
I love it.
I love that one.
Um,
I also think they're both very. I think I wrote a bunch of these myself. Like, he's the person who definitely remembers anniversaries. Like he
oh, for
definitely
sure.
does. And I think that he's that person who'd be like, have roses delivered for you on your desk. Like
Yes, absolutely.
he loves doing
Um,
that kind of thing for her.
I feel like he would like try to like go above and beyond for the anniversary, and
Yeah,
Olivia would be
super.
like, "Rafa, it's too much," but he would be like, "But I want to
Yeah,
treat
he'd be like,
you
also
and
like we're married,
give
so you
you
know.
everything you deserve."
Mm-hmm.
On that note, it's one of my headcanons would have to be that when they like go out on dates,
Mm-hmm.
Raphael wants to pay, but Olivia is like, no. So occasionally he'll pay, occasionally she'll
Yeah,
pay, occasionally they'll split it.
yeah, definitely. Also, I think they're the
Um,
very cute, sappy people. Also, I don't care how old they are; they are very cute and
yeah,
sappy. They'd be like, they make sure they have their "see you later" kiss and
yeah.
their hug and stuff. Like they're those people, you know. They like to
This,
hold hands. They like to do all
yeah.
that cute stuff. That's them.
This also has to go to the toxic masculinity thing, but I very much believe that Raphael is not afraid to be like vulnerable and romantic, and
Mm-hmm.
let Olivia like be in charge in like any certain aspect
Yeah,
of their
definitely.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
He's very willing to
What is that?
wear his heart on his sleeve
Yeah,
for her.
like he'd be proud to be like, this is my wife. He's that
Exactly.
person. He is proud to have Olivia Benson as his wife. Like,
One of our joint headcanons is that we're very much believe Raphael would be totally fine with taking her name and
yeah, or
putting
yeah,
her
hyphenating their last name and putting
her
hers
last
first.
name first. Yep. So Benson Merva.
We write that. I write that all the time, and you write
Yeah.
it all the time now too. But
Because yeah,
definitely,
you got me hooked. Because
I
I
did. I can't
definitely
stop
agree.
myself. Cannot stop myself. I do it every time. Yeah, and also I think when they got something about, I think they're very big on wedding rings. Like, it's a very traditional thing, but I think it's very much a them thing to be like, we wear wedding rings. It means a lot to us. Cause I've written it fixed. We've written it fixed together. That
Yeah.
like to them, it's like very important to them to have their wedding rings, and we always write cute little inscriptions on them too when we write it, but it's a lot to
Adorable.
them to be like, be proud to be each other's husband and wife. Like,
Yeah.
definitely, that's definitely a them thing, and they would be like the sweetest couple ever.
And Noah is their heart and soul.
Yes, definitely,
Um,
definitely. What other ones did I write?
I'm trying to think if I had any more like
Romantic ones.
romantic ones or just individual like character ones or
Oh, this is a funny one. Kind of funny. I think um Raphael is such, he's always has those snacks. That man loves some snacks.
oh yeah he
And
does.
it's the funniest thing. I think when they like go to the store as a family, I think that like he and Noah always be like sneaking the snacks in the cart while Olivia's not looking, and then they're like,
Oh, I love that idea. Can we
she's
write
like,
that now?
we
We
did. And
should
she's
write
like,
that
who?
now.
And she's like, who put all these snacks? Who? I'm like, why are there so many snacks? And they're like, that's funny.
We should write that now. I
We
say we
do.
should write that now.
So many family moments you have to write. You already know that.
I have so many family ideas. It's like
You do.
insane. Um,
Oh, I don't know if you wrote this one or said this or not, but I think Raphael really loves to cook,
oh yeah,
especially Cuban food. But
definitely.
definitely, and I think he and Olivia like to cook together, and it's very cute.
I know there's like definitely like a kind of consensus around the fandom that we don't think Olivia would be able to cook.
No.
But I like kind of think like don't get me wrong, she's not like a world class chef, but she'd be able to follow a recipe to feed her kids. So
Yeah.
we think that maybe once she's with Raphael, her cooking horizons would broaden. But I think like he's definitely more of the better one in the kitchen than of the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like
Another little cute. Yeah, you can
he
keep going.
doesn't. I very much believe he would not mind like cooking for his family.
Yeah.
It's not like a female task that he.
No.
It's a family. It's a very much like family thing.
Yeah, it's a family bonding time. I mean, they're both busy working they both work a lot, so they're taking their like time with each other is cooking and making dinner. I feel like they're very intentional about having dinner. I think this is a little cute when I made it. I was like, whoever gets up first in the morning leaves a little love note on a sticky note on the coffee pot for each other.
Oh, that's adorable.
They would do it too. It's very cute. I feel like I wrote that multiple times on this list.
They both one of my other favorites is they both love taking Noah to school,
yes,
or like picking him up and like learning about like what he learned that day and everything.
Yes, they very much love their son.
And taking him to his dance classes.
Yes, they do.
Going to his recitals. Can you tell that we think about this like all the time? Because we do. We literally do.
It is. I'm like, I need to write fic. I need to think of ideas. That's literally me every day all day.
I will literally like be like at work and Barson is flowing through my head.
We made this joke one time about how we write on our handwriting is horrible.
Oh yeah.
We have both have atrocious handwriting. Or like I just like writing these notes to myself, not like anyone can read them. And maybe that's for the best.
Yeah, I have like sticky notes in my lunchbox of like things I needed to remember for fix later.
Yeah, my phone notes. I'm probably the only person on the planet who has like over 1,000 notes on their phone.
I bet I probably do too, Bestie. I bet I do.
I don't know half the stuff even is, but it's a bunch of stuff I just like to talk about to myself.
There was another headcanon I had. Oh, not necessarily a headcanon, but like we can't listen to music normally anymore because.
No, I sent you a meme about it.
Yeah, it literally is like imagining rants, listening to a song, imagining random scenarios in my head while I'm listening to music. I can't listen to music anymore. I always think of like, what can I use it perfect? And it happens to be like any ship or any character that
it does.
I ship.
Crying. No, the first time that really happened when I cried, we told the story, I think in the first episode of the podcast, where I was listening to
Happier Than Ever.
Yeah, that's the first. Yeah. That's actually the first time. I didn't cry that time. I was like, this song actually fits. It does fit. But the crying song was "Male Fantasy" by Billie Eilish. I cried. I was like, I do not know I'm crying to this song. This song is one I never cry to, but the area in my head, I cried. Man,
there's a song that I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. It came on during work one day at my old job, and I immediately just started Raphael saying it to Olivia, and I immediately started bawling.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. This is another headcanon we had. That Raphael definitely can sing, and he likes singing to Olivia.
Yes.
We didn't mention that one. I don't think I have it on my list, but yeah, I think he does. Well, he likes to sing love songs to her, both in English and in Spanish, but she also understands Spanish, so it's really cute.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people forget she can speak like multiple languages.
Mm-hmm. Olivia speaks like 4.
I think it's 5.
There'll be more.
Yeah, so, and they're like speaking Spanish to each other when they're being like sweet and romantic.
Yeah, I think that's really cute. They probably
can.
I think I wrote this as a funny one as a joke, but like Raphael might like grumbling to himself in Spanish, but forgets Olivia can understand him.
Oh yeah, I love that idea. He would be like, say something, and she'd be like, "What did you say, honey?" And he'd be like,
She's like, "You forget I understand, right?"
I didn't say anything.
Yes, that's hilarious to me. I'm like, oh, they're funny people. Also, they're also the couple I think that goofy stuff happens to them all the time when they always have funny stories to tell about it. Like, they're hilariously funny at times, I think. They crack me
up. Any other headcanons before we move on?
I don't know. I think we're good for now. I might think of some later, but...
Okay, because I think the next thing I wanted to talk about was, like, parallels with Releasey, because...
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, out of all the ships on the show, I think the one that Barson is the most similar to is Releasey.
Yeah.
And it's not just because the guy is a lawyer and the girl is a cop.
Yeah.
It's definitely like both Raphael and Sunny are like good men, and I mean like good, genuine men. They're both like very proud, and they would both be very proud and supportive and protective of the woman that they love. I mean, we've seen it with Releasey a lot. Also, both of the guys are good with their kids.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like they both embrace that respect for their significant other very well.
Exactly.
And they're not they have that equal partnership and respect for, and it's not just because they're men does not mean they're like, they don't need to be authoritative over their significant other. They're very much respectful and very much, and you can see it in the fact that they really took their time to build a relationship.
their relationships are equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I very much believe that both men want the women to be happy,
Mm-hmm.
even if it means that they aren't. Well, like, even if it means that they are happy with someone else
Mm-hmm.
because they care so much about that. Like, Sunny watching basic. Don't get me wrong, Sunny is wouldn't change. Well, wouldn't change like anything that's happened in Amanda's life because it gave her her two daughters that
Yeah. And he loves
she
those
loves
girls so much.
more than anything. I mean, basically, Jesse and Billy thinks he's their dad at this point.
Yeah. They did
Um,
ask.
they did ask, which we did not expect to happen yet, but it did. So, um, like Sunny basically watched as she had the relationship with Al,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a deleted scene of him talking with Olivia, and he's basically like, "I just want her to be happy,"
Mm-hmm.
and I think Raphael will want the same thing. But
Definitely.
also, it also is like very key that Sunny had this conversation with Olivia because she said, "I know as well as anybody what it's like to get close to somebody you work with."
Mm-hmm.
Like, think of that of what you will, but it we very much believe that it's Raphael that she
Mm-hmm.
was talking about, and it also kind of works because it happened to be like right like a few episodes after he left, so he was still
Very fresh in her mind.
fresh on her mind.
Yeah. Also, I think about when I think of these ships is that they really, the guy, it took a lot of time into getting to know. They, like, Releasey took what from, let's just say season 17, we won't 16, we won't count this, 17 to 20, the end of 22.
I don't know. Steph started in like 16, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Carisi was in 16, but I don't feel like they really, yeah, they were friends, but like, they didn't really get close
The
to 17.
I know the both Julie and Warren had like said basically specifically when like Amanda's watching Sunny hold Jesse for like
Yeah, that seems
the
really
first
cute.
time, it was like that was the moment where she's like,
She's like, yep, I love that man right there.
"This is the man I want to spend the rest of my life
Yes, I
with."
love that
Man.
scene. It's very
I
cute because he's like
yeah,
the magic touch when it comes to babies, and he's like,
he
here's what
is
you need to do.
amazing with kids. Like
Yes,
anytime I see scenes with Peter
the
with
baby
kids, I love
whisperer.
it. Okay, anyway, uh, both men took time getting to know the woman.
Yeah, something a little bit different but kind of similar is that I think with Barson, I think that Raphael's going to get to the point with Lydia being like, I think I need to tell you the truth, be like bold-faced honest with her because of that. He knows that's how who she needs. Like he knows what she needs. They both Sunny and Raphael both do this, but like they know what their significant other needs in that time. And
Mm-hmm.
I think with Olivia at this current time, she needs the bold-faced honest truth.
Oh, she very much does.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know how to describe it with Releasey, but it kind of happened, but not exactly like that. Like he knew that Amanda needed at like in times in her lives, like she needed a support person. She needed someone who was going to be there for her and for her daughters, and he still is that. But
Like all the times the Sunny went over for to cook for them and
yeah,
everything, and he's like, "You need somebody to take care of you," like, mm, um, and Raphael is very much like checking Olivia, wanting to make sure she's taken care of as well.
mm-hmm, definitely. And it's also something that's really good about that is that they don't feel like they're above doing that either. Like just
Yeah,
because they're like men, they're not above being like, hey, I'm gonna take care of you too because I care about you, and it comes from my heart, not trying to emotionally manipulate you.
yeah. It's like I want to do it, not that I want you. I want to do it, not that I'm doing it so you'll notice me.
Yeah.
do it.
Definitely.
Both women are supportive of the guys. I think sometimes, yes, there have been moments with both couples where like the woman isn't like fully supportive of what the guy is doing. But for the most part, both women are very supportive of the guy. Amanda was right there when Sunny found out he passed the bar, and she was the first one to like congratulate him. She was so happy for him. And yes, I know the whole fight of you left me. I thought you were happy for me. I know.
Yeah, we know.
But like, it's normal for like, if you truly care about somebody and like they've left you, like there is going to be like tension and everything.
Yeah, and that's a realistic
That is
emotion.
realistic. And I showed it again later when like when Sunny and Amanda had the like not necessarily like fight, but like conversation / argument of like when they were going to disclose and everything.
Yeah.
Both so yeah, they have their they've had their fights, but they've made up for it afterwards.
Yeah.
And I very much do believe that Amanda does support Sunny in his new career.
Yeah.
It's not always shown for some reason they keep showing like the bad situations, but if she didn't want to show that she like supported Sunny, I don't think she would have been happy for him when he passed the bar.
Yeah, definitely.
So they do need more like moments of her like showing that she's supportive of him in his career, but I don't think that she isn't. She is. And back to the Barson parallel of it. Even after Raphael left, Olivia was supportive of like his new career, and she was supportive of like when he was a defense attorney. Like they went to him to ask for help to take a case.
Yeah, and they did it again.
Attorney, and they did it again. They've done it like a few times, so it's very much. We're ignoring the second one.
Yeah, we don't talk about that anymore.
We don't talk about that one.
We've discussed it already. What we believe about that, but
yeah, so there are like two like solid examples of Olivia supporting his new career. Oh, I was trying to think of another moment where Amanda was supportive of Sunny. Both Olivia and Amanda went to Teresa's first arraignment.
Oh yeah, they did.
And Teresa's like, "What are you doing here?" And they're like, "It's your first arraignment. We're not going to miss it." Like so, there are moments of both women. And I guess it's like an all couple thing. There are moments of both women being supportive of both guys.
Definitely. And I think, and I don't know this. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so I think, and also the thing is that they're both women are they also protect their significant other.
They're very protective of each other.
Yeah, I think of the I don't know if she protected him, but she was there. But when postgraduate psychopath, when Henry tried to stab Chris with the pencil.
Yeah, she like took him to the
she did well. From what he made sure he was okay.
Was at the hospital with him.
Yeah.
And I went to go tell Henry Messner, if you ever hurt you ever come near my family or counselor Teresa,
your last day on earth.
It will be your last day on earth. Like
get him. Watching
don't mess with him. And that fact that was before they dated, to even like
this,
like
Oh, they had kissed.
Um,
Yeah, that was a 23 episode, early 23.
yeah.
Postgraduate psychopath.
And then Olivia's very supportive of Raphael. Like
Yeah,
when
she. The time.
on
Maybe
in
you're
the
thinking.
forbidden episode.
No, yeah, she was
Where
like, "I'll lie for you." She's like, she literally was like, I won't tell it. I'll keep some secrets, you know."
she was
And she's like,
basically
"Don't do that." She was like,
when Jack McCoy went to introduce Olivia to Peter Stone, like
"Oh
she's like,
yes,
I sure hope you suck.
I hope you suck." And I was like, "Ooh."
And she was on Raphael's side the entire trial.
She sure was. It when no one else was. That's a sad episode. We're not allowed to watch that anymore. We're banned
No,
from
we
that.
don't.
Delete that. Get that out of here.
And she was like supportive of him when he had to go talk about what he did with
Yeah, and Know It All.
yeah, that one with the
Know It All.
Stonja and all
And
that.
there's another. I think about also. There's a couple other things that instances I could think of. It's the end of the season 18 finale, I think, and somebody's shooting. I think it's either 17 or 18. I can't remember. And
And
she pulls him down. I was
to
like,
the ground.
oh, she's protecting. She like the first person she as instinct. The first person she like makes sure okay it's him, and I'm like, oh, she's protected that.
Yeah, definitely. And the guys are protective of the woman because, well, we know Raphael's example of, 2309.
Yeah, and also the fact that I don't necessarily know this is her, but like the fact that he okay, so the episode this in season 17, the one where he gets it's the first part of the two-parter, the first part where he gets the threats. But Raphael gets the threats, but he won't tell Olivia.
Because he doesn't want her
to be, yeah, because he tells Amanda and Sunny, and they're like, "Have you told Liv?" And he was like, "No," and they were like, "I was like, Olivia would throw hands for you." Olivia would throw hands for that man. She does not care.
He was very protective of her during the Lewis arc.
Yeah, and I think especially I think the one where they go to trial. I haven't watched that one in a minute.
Definitely, like
that might be
like that man does not like that man was like livid when Lewis was questioning her. But, no, keep going.
Yeah, he definitely like wants to protect her, even from herself. I don't know if I said this out loud. It's a thought I've had in my head for a while, which relates back to 2309. He wants to protect her from herself.
Yeah.
Like he knows her well enough to know like she's falling into a destructive pattern. He's like, yo, you need to not do that. I mean, she didn't seem to see it, but
Yeah. And were you done or?
Yeah, I was done.
Okay. And for Carisi, his protective, it's a bit more volatile sometimes, but it just shows how much like passion he has. Like the episode where Amanda gets kidnapped.
Oh yes.
By Bucci. And he's like, if he hurts her, I'm going to take like all of them out or something. Like again, before they were dating. And then when she finally came back to the precinct, he like takes the gun from her hand, gives it to another cop, takes her into the elevator, and she like cries in his arms. It's like, I got you. Like he's very protective if like anybody goes to hurt her or like upset her.
Yeah, exactly. They care for their significant other's emotional needs a lot.
Yeah.
Like maybe I think I said this to you, but we never put it in. But I talk about like I love talking about love languages, and like their words of affirmation. I think it's high for both of them, but there's something particular I said, but I can't remember what they were now. And I think touch sometimes, I think, but not all the time.
Yeah, because they're very every time they've like touched, it's been like a significant one. Like
so I don't know, what were you saying?
like, hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Like,
What are you thinking of, James?
I'm trying to think. The only example I can think of right now is Barba like hugging Liv and Gone Baby Gone. Like it was very
Yes.
like
He knew
it was like
he knew what she needed in that moment.
it was like a genuine hug, but like it wasn't like anything invasive. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, hold on. I'll be back to that. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you. Perfect.
Awesome.
Honestly, it's been like 4 days since we recorded the last thing we talked. It was 4 days ago.
I couldn't figure out what I was trying to say about. I think it's about the hug and Gone Baby Gone. But I remembered because it was had to do with the Barson releasing parallel.
Oh yes,
stuff.
yes.
Let's see. I wrote it down so I'd remember. The point that I was trying to get across was that the women are okay with letting the men like in their space, and then the men don't cross any boundaries. They're simply just there to support either Amanda or Olivia, and they don't like expect anything in return. They're just there for the comfort, and that's it.
Okay, hold on. I agree. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I agree definitely that it's not. I mean, when you look at like relationships in TV shows, you don't really see many, particularly like theirs. I think, and it's a really fascinating thing seeing their relationships go over a period of years, a long period of years. But seeing the end result of that is a really beautiful thing.
Yeah. If I had to think of the releasing parallel for it, I can't remember the episode title for the life of me right now. But the right after she gets kidnapped, after she comes back from getting kidnapped by Bucci,
I can find out.
and you probably could. I'll keep talking. You do that. So when she's like in the elevator with Sunny, and he's like, "I got you," and she falls into his arms like crying. All Sunny does is like, I don't even know if he hugged her back. I think he just like kept his arms by his side and just let her like do what she needed to do to get like the comfort that she needed, because she just went through something extremely traumatizing, and getting like grasping back that she was safe and that she still she had the support that she needed to do that.
2110 must be held accountable.
Yeah, there we go.
The second part is called that. The first part is can't be held accountable. Then it's must be held accountable.
Yes, the Police elevator hug is must be held accountable. Did we have any more Barson releasing parallels, or are we just
not that I can think of. I think we covered them. It's been like 4 days. I wrote them.
Wait, I got one.
Okay, you got another one? Cool.
Yeah. So both Olivia and Amanda are single mothers for the most part. Except they have, for Olivia, she has Barba to help, like, you know, take care of Noah. We haven't seen it a lot recently. We know that he has.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Amanda and Sunny, we've gotten it so much, with Sunny basically helping raise the girls at this point. As it should be, because I don't care what the birth certificate say, the only father figure these girls have ever had is him, basically.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like this, well, I mean, Noah has all his uncles, but technically, I feel like I don't know, the father figures that he's had, definitely just the way he like reacts every time Raphael has showed
Mhm.
up. It's definitely him.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I know it's not just like we kind of like it's a kind of implied. We kind of talked about this in the episode. I don't know which one, but it's implied that Raphael comes over a lot, just based on like how comfortable he is at Olivia's apartment, and like she has his scotch. Like we talked about this in the episode.
Yeah, we don't know how many times he's seen Noah in those moments, but like there's been a lot of times where like it's been in the morning and he's seeing like, you know, his toys all over the place. So I mean I feel like somehow he's got us at seeing the kid. For the kid to be like so excited when his Uncle Rafa comes in the room.
Yeah, please, we need it. Like, could they share? We need it.
We need more. We need more.
You know, well, if we get Karen and Barson, we definitely will get some more. But just saying.
Like I need more scenes with kids because we know how good he is. Like he's really good with kids, and just seeing the way that like I don't know, Ryan gets literally lights up when he walked in the room, and I know that's because Ryan is an incredible actor, but like you can't have that kind of like acting unless the kid is comfortable with the adults they're working with.
Yeah, definitely.
And the same goes when he's working with Mariska, and the same goes with when I think it's just Charlotte now. I think when she's with Kelly and Peter.
Hey, what did you ask? I was like, I zoned out for like 2 seconds.
I couldn't remember. I know only one of the twins is still filming.
I think it's Vivian.
All right. I think you're right, but I can't remember. But my point is basically both of the like child actors we have on the set right now are comfortable with the adults that they're working with.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. What would you think of?
At the moment, no, except they both make me incredibly happy.
Yes, definitely. I think maybe we said this right. I don't know if we did or not, but it's something about how happy that like they make each other, like both couples, like how happy they make their significant other, and like
yes,
there's people that only make them light up. Like it's not that many people that make them light up like that.
Like I know we never got to see, but you know the hug in the bar in Berlin. Like who else will Olivia literally like
to change?
Who else will Olivia like just jump up and hug?
Exactly.
And Amanda is been so. She specifically like told Sunny that I've never been so open and vulnerable in a relationship to the point of tears. She trusts him with like every fiber of her being.
Yeah, she does. She does, and it's just the opposite's also true. Like she cares very much for him as well, and it's a very
yes, and it definitely works for the guys. Like Raphael very much cares for Olivia. That is very evident, and Sunny cares for Amanda. Like so much. Like to the point where like he was before they disclosed, like he was putting out hypotheticals to his bosses to see if they ever disclose, would they still be able to have their relationship?
Yeah.
Any other parallels?
Not that I can think of. It'll probably come to my mind later because very scatterbrained.
I feel like we'll get more. Hopefully, maybe
as we keep talking. And
that or
the future.
In the season finale. I'm hoping.
Yes.
Hoping.
I have so many good feelings about it, but like if I get disappointed again, I'm gonna be real sad.
Yeah, there are two scenes that I need. I need like Barbara to find out about, Releasy if he doesn't already know. And I need a scene with like all four of them.
I do too.
just talking like as friends or more,
Double date, just saying.
or
I just like to speak these words, hoping that they'll
yeah.
happen. Okay,
Oh yeah, they
just say them out
absolutely should.
loud.
Or at this point, Liv sees like what Sunny and Amanda have, and like Raphael's in the room with her, and she's like, light bulb goes off in her head.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this is what I want. I want what they have, but I want it with you, Barba. Like,
I'm like, please.
please,
I'm like,
come on.
Please, I'm desperate.
Like, I know Warren has specifically like said now that like both Amanda and Liv have asked him to come in, but like, I don't know, Amanda, freaking do something.
Get the ball rolling, homie girl. We're trusting
do
you.
Something. At
Something.
this point, I forget who said it, but somebody said that like Amanda was like one of the biggest Barson shippers.
Oh yeah, they said Amanda and Sunny were the biggest Barson shippers.
They should be. Like,
they should be. They probably are.
I forget. Somebody else said they should do like a Parent Trap thing where it gets them
somebody
to talk.
did. Yeah, that was a fun.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, just gotta help them out here.
Yeah.
But apparently, they do it some sort of way because they go to Forlini's together. Well, I don't know if they go together, but they end up at Forlini's at the same time. So somebody was like,
go talk, we'll go meet at Forlini's.
Like, please, it's too long. We're at day 18. You have 18 days left. I think it's 18 days left.
Let them, I don't know. Come on, Releasey. Work your magic. Make Barson happen.
Please. We're begging you, please. Like, I'm desperate. We've been grasping at straws for months.
If you don't, Noah. Have Noah do it.
Yes, please. You love him. He would be on board. He knows how much that Raphael cares for his.
Yeah, I know we don't have any like scenes where it's basically like set it, but like if Raphael has been in the kid's life for so long, I feel
his entire almost.
Yeah, basically his entire life. I feel like there's gotta be somewhere in his little brain where he's like, I want Uncle Rafa to come back around. I haven't seen him in a while. Like,
exactly. Like, no one talked about how that went. No one's like,
nobody talked about it.
Nobody talked about it either. They're just like, no one doesn't even ask me about it. I'm like, no, ask. What if he does ask currently? He's like,
I would cry. Like, it should happen.
Yeah, please.
It should happen.
Desperate. They just don't know him.
Now I know the stuff that we have coming up is scene with Marisha and Ryan for Mother's Day, which I'm very excited to see that. Freaking
by the time this episode comes out, that'll be out. So
I think it's literally there's pictures of like
they're so cute. It's adorable.
Made her something.
He does. She made her like a collage or something of their like photos together, and it's very cute.
And they're on a mother-son, date. Like,
and it's so cute. It makes my
heart. I don't know. Maybe he comes up during that part, or
maybe I feel like the show has to give a reason for them. I mean, like, yeah, he's coming back to defend a case, but like they haven't talked about how anybody felt about that, and I feel like somebody's gonna have to bring it up beforehand. These little drops of things.
With the Noah thing, I mean, like, you can't just like forget that Uncle Rafa exists. Like, the kid gave him a name.
Did.
It's something.
Exactly, like that. Someone's gonna bring it up again. Something like
Yeah.
I feel like Noah would have to. I mean, like how Olivia will respond to it. I think is like if he's like, "Hey, Uncle Rafa's back. Why haven't we seen him?" You're like,
There definitely should be something like that.
Yeah, they need to talk about that because
they really do.
It's
especially now that Noah has canonically come out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is more like a headcanon thing,
yeah,
but like, come on.
Maybe it's this episode. Maybe it's in part 4. Maybe it's in part 3. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Come on, you gotta like have Barba give him support somehow.
Yes,
because it's
at least
basically fan majority freaking blind that most people think is bisexual, and I think half of the fandom, as soon as the scene with Noah came out, everybody's first reaction was, "Can Barbara go call him now?
Yes, I think most of the people did, and I was like,
Can Barbara
please,
call him now?" Like, yeah,
please.
agreed.
We were gonna write a fic about it. We didn't finish that. We had a lot of fics we were gonna write. We
Or
didn't finish.
if we wanna, this is gonna be a sidetrack, but and I know this would have to be a crossover for this to happen, but or things to happen. Ainsley is also bisexual. So for all if they wanted to make Jet bisexual and then have her talk to Noah, then I wouldn't complain.
We'll take it too. We literally want anything to make all these characters have the best lives possible.
Yes, I'm sorry. I know that is like a totally off track.
It's not really fits into the type of bisexual.
Okay.
Oh man.
Like we don't know like what. I don't know. We don't even know really a whole lot of what a lot of these characters' personal lives are, even though they've been on our screen for years.
Yeah. And it's
like
also I've watched there's like a UK version of Law and Order, and how it looks sure like the same thing happens, but there is no character development. I was like, I don't even know people's name. I watched a couple episodes. I was like, I don't even know their names. What are these people?
They
did not put enough care into that show, man.
I think one of people's biggest grievances is like Barbara was on for 6 years and they're like,
no character, very little.
We got very little backstory.
Yeah. None. Well, very little. We talked about his childhood a little bit. It's kind of implied when he talked about his childhood.
I mean, we met his grandma,
his grandmother, and his mother.
But that's about it.
Yeah. He talked about his childhood with Eddie, and that's about it.
And his backstory, like they freaking messed up the timeline for one of the biggest parts of his.
They did. I was like, wait a second, that's a big time difference. You can't just change that.
People.
Yeah. Plot discontinuity. Because we're always fact checking what we like, right? So we're like, somebody said something kind of strange here.
Just making sure we're accurate as possible, even with our crazy ideas.
We do, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're still 18 days away.
We have like Barson things we have to finish, and we know it will come out soon, and you're all gonna love it. But
yeah, something fun's coming up. We just gotta finish it.
Prepare yourself, because it's gonna be so much fun. It's long. I will say it's long.
Very. I didn't check the word count, but I just know it's long.
Fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of little bit of little bit. It's an enjoyable chapter.
The show would be able to do it.
They could do it. It would take like a whole episode, but it'd be good.
It would literally be like an hour or 2 hour entire episode, but
it could be done. What are you saying? We'll write for you. You already wrote it for you.
Yeah, and it still has not only is it still personal, but it's got show elements in it.
It does.
So
we try our best. We'll have to write some more show elements. That's what we got offhand a little bit and then kind of fell off the wagon.
Oh, I mean, I know we have plenty of ideas for it, or at least I very much do. So it's gonna be written.
We do. We just gotta figure out how to put them in.
It's gotta be written soon because we still gotta be get back to case stuff.
Yeah, we do. It just took a very long time to do, but it's it's worth the wait. I promise it is. It's worth the wait. The other part puts us in timeout permanently. The other thing we're working on is great.
Yeah, definitely. I have this back to the Barson stuff, or at least Barbara stuff. I need to know how they decided to make Barbara a defense attorney. Because I don't think any of us saw it coming.
No, it made sense. Whoever's headcanon was that he worked for the Innocence Project, sure, that made sense.
Yeah. That was perfect.
But that's a headcanon. But that's a headcanon. That's not true. Whoever decided.
He did. He mentioned it
oh, I thought it was a headcanon.
Sightless, and that was about it. But
Oh, yeah, okay then. So yeah, that is a good thing.
It actually happened. That would make
I thought that was a headcanon.
Good sense for him being a defense attorney. Him defending people in domestic violence situations. That's a good use of his career. So I feel there are still plenty of ways that they could take the defense attorney route and still keep it using like his experience in SVU. I just don't think anybody saw it coming.
Yeah, but I think it's very intentional. You know, some people were like, why would he defend Richard Wheatley? Who wrote this storyline? But like, they were intentional with that because it doesn't make sense when you like look at it. You're like, okay, why would he actually defend Richard Wheatley, who's literally very much not quite? It's muddy waters if he's guilty or not still, but you know, there's not that many good. He doesn't have very many good reasons to actually do it. It's not like he thinks Richard Wheatley's innocent because he doesn't. It's very clear that he does not.
He also does not like him.
No, you can very clearly tell through that whole ordeal that he does not is not on board with this.
He's like basically like, I'm done with this man. Can
like,
we get this over with?
Yes, because like towards the end where he's like, "You're the boss," you know. He's like,
and at that point, when Wheatley was like,
"I could fire you," he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, Wheatley was like, "You could be my conciliary," and Barbara was like, "Not for all the money in the world."
I know.
Basically, like, I'm done with you.
Like,
shut up. We did what you wanted.
I know.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, now we just need to know what happened. We made it up ourselves, but
Oh yeah, we very much did.
We made it up ourselves, and it's pretty dramatic. But you know, the closest thing, the most realistic element of all the stuff we could have, it is possible. What we made up could happen, but it's a very stretch. But it's possible. It's not too out there. But the fact that like I think it will have the only reasonable conclusion to him like Willie would ask him again. You have to be like, why am I stuttering like that? And be like, it's because I love you. You know, there's no beating around that. I feel like that has to be the answer.
It literally needs to be like, I will very fully accept. They get into a shouting match or like a fight at one point. Yeah. And he's like,
because I love you.
Or she's like, why did you do this? And he's like, because he threatened you.
I know, or something that he was telling the full truth, and then she's like, oh.
And she'd be like, oh my god.
Man, this is a way to face. Like, I'm actually really hilariously funny. That Rose, that you can't even see me, but what I'm doing is actually really funny. I talk with my hands a lot. We can actually like. There's a way we can make a video of this, but we haven't.
We very much should.
We will eventually, but like. Yeah, we just need it. Like, I feel like, okay, because also that could be a plausible thing also, is that they get into a shouting match and they say it just comes out like that. Because the one picture that you saw is them looking kind of sad.
I think I would crack. I don't, not necessarily crack up, but I think it'd be funny if like they're literally getting into the shouting match. The full truth comes out, and as the full truth comes out, Finn, Amanda, Velasco, and Carisi all walk in the room, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "Oh."
Well, Amanda and Finn would be like, Amanda and Sunny would be like, "I told y'all they liked each other." They'd be like, "Oh."
Or if it's the threatening thing, like, "Oh my god, everything makes sense now."
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It'll make I feel like it would be stupid if it didn't make sense. Like, it's gonna make sense in the end. Like, they wouldn't just be like throw that line and then they'd be like, good enough.
I mean, like, Warren specifically said they're not leaving Barbara out in the cold. Like, dude, give us something. Make it make sense.
Please, I'm desperate.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad of how many people after the episode were basically like, I'm never watching this show again.
I know, I'm like, oh man.
I very much was like that. So
we did it for a day.
We did it for a day.
It wasn't even 24 hours. It was like we texted each other afterwards. And then we were like, let's write a fic.
And then we had to write instead.
Yeah,
so we had to fix. We had to fix
it immediately. We did. We were like, let's do it. We'll fix it ourselves.
I'm very glad we kept watching because if we didn't, we wouldn't have gotten all the organized crime stuff.
Yeah, we do. You wouldn't have written that story. We wouldn't have a podcast because I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have written that.
No.
That we've gotten as of today, we have 103 listens on the podcast.
So
that's awesome. I checked earlier and I was like 103. So thank you guys for listening to us. That's a quick little sidebar.
Thank you. I feel bad for saying this, but I didn't think we would get that many. So thank you guys.
No, thanks for me. That was like 103.
Oh
so
my God.
We'll be in our. We have even when the episodes burn out, we have other things to talk about probably. We got ideas. They're out there.
We got the whole hiatus to talk about writing.
We do. We'll still be writing. We may make up something completely new.
It could be, we got the whole hiatus to talk about writing, or the actors themselves, because I got so much crap to say.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff we'll do. It'll be fun. We have a lot of ideas, I think. But
I literally send Terryn Instagram stuff, and I'm like, look, all this stuff to keep us going.
I know, it keeps us alive. I need the serotonin in my life.
Same. I'm trying to think if we have any other Barson stuff.
I guess the episode when I first started, it was 40. We had 40 minutes recorded as of before we started this, so we don't have to use that much longer. But I guess we kind of talk about. I wrote this one thing on the list we haven't talked about, and that is we kind of did. We've been beating around the bush for a long time, but writing Barson is really an enjoyable experience, I think.
It very much is.
There's a lot of Barson writers out there, and you guys are fantastic. We read your stuff too. But
we love you.
We do. We love you. We love all these people. We love everyone. But doing it yourself was also really fun because we got to do them. So we think we did them a justice. That we tried to do them a justice anyway. When we It's a little messed up. Okay, it's very messed up. But
I very much believe we have been.
Yeah.
We have justice to not only Barson, but everybody else in the show who doesn't always get the credit that they deserve.
Yeah, definitely. That was really, it's been
as I mentioned. I've mentioned before, and I'm going to say it again. The show isn't. Even if Barson became canon, I wouldn't want the show to just fully transition to it being the Mariska and Raul show.
Yeah, I agree.
I very much want SVU to just be about the squad.
Mm-hmm.
And same with organized crime.
Yeah, that's why organized crime is falling, and their downfall was because they made it the LA Jailbird show. I'm
don't get me wrong, Chris is awesome, but come on, you can't just fully focus the show on him when you casted people as amazing as Ainsley and Danielle, and I don't know who plays everybody. I don't know who plays the other two detectives.
Yeah. They pay them a complete disservice by not giving them some credit. They need more screen time, please.
They all do. And I mean, come on, they got organized crime of pretty awesome villains too. So
they do.
It's not
I do enjoy the villains
Elliot.
of the show. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's their downfall. It's gonna be their downfall, especially if they don't go the forbidden ship route. Which they probably
unfortunately, that's why a lot of people aren't watching it.
Yeah, it's for the other characters are fantastic.
Yeah. We I feel like we said it before, but we specifically tell people, we watch for Ainsley, Danielle, and Fic Research. And now we also watch for Sam, but...
We do.
All that stuff. Don't watch for others. We don't watch for, the reason they think people are watching.
Nope, we sure don't. I'm like, man, not again. I was talking to my mother, and she was like, I may not even watch the second half of the crossover. And I was like, you don't have to. I'll watch it for you.
Yeah.
I have to. I have a podcast. So I want you to know about the podcast. But
we go through this stuff together.
We fine-tooth comb it because we make notes. To be like, that's just something we can use in the fix and can't use in the fix.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this I don't know where I mentioned this. It's somewhere. I think it's in the episode that's come out of the podcast, next week's Wednesday's episode, if we're talking about the trailer and how I slowed it down. That's how Olivia makes a strange face at the end when her and Elliot walk out of the house, and I played it at half speed. And I'm like, oh boy,
somebody needs to answer why the hell Elliot had the crowbar.
Exactly. Why did we break in? Why did they do that?
You're cop.
They probably did. I feel like they did it. There's a problem. I feel like there's already red flags. The second they get out the car, it's a red flag.
If you want to freaking get in the building a way that you're not going to be traced, I don't know. Call your hackers. Not a freaking crowbar.
I feel like that's gonna be a problem. Number one problem. They broke in. I feel like it's kind of implying that they probably weren't supposed to be there. Well, they were supposed to be there, but it's kind of like the fact that it's only the two of them. He has a crowbar.
And I think
Nope.
Elliot ended up going in first, and Olivia has like no other choice but like, you know,
Follow him, and then she walks out, and
follow
it's like,
him.
oh dear.
I don't
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it
Okay.
doesn't feel like people. It goes the direction people think, but you know.
All right. Back to writing about Barson because we
Yeah,
went off
we
another
got off
tangent.
this. Yeah, we did. I got
We
off
do
on
that a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. So Barson, writing Barson, even if it is vulgar, Barson's fluff is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Barson
It
Inc.
is.
pushes our writing
Ooh, it hurts.
talent a lot. But at the end of the day, I believe we've given justice to the characters, but also like scenarios that like we believe should be on the show, or like, you know, scenarios that would back up what's already been on the show.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Sure, we pulled some crazy ideas out, but you know, they're not.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not like we write stuff. I mean, hopefully you guys have read. We've told you guys like 5 million times to go read Truth before we start rambling about it. Because we'll have an episode dedicated just to that because there's a lot to talk about in there. There's a lot.
I won't specifically say what it is, but like there's, and it's not necessarily arson related fully, but there's two specific ideas in the book where I would not have written or decided to written or told you about to go write it if it was not legitimately happening. And
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Well, yeah.
one of them you probably are. The other one is like farther into the story, and it's definitely like, you know, it feels like it would be extreme, but given what we know about the characters that it's about, very much feel like it'd be plausible that they would put themselves out there and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it definitely got us in trouble. I don't know how much of it got us in trouble, but it probably did. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have a lot of words banned. We have a lot of words muted in our Twitters, our personal
Because
Twitters anyway.
we don't want to
So
see.
we don't know if people are saying if they're talking shit about us. We don't know.
We don't want to see it.
No, don't tell us. No, we tell you to say whatever you want, but don't tell us for real.
Unless it's literally saying something, the fact that it's inaccurate, because I will go back and be like,
we take what is the word? We take what goes before criticism? I forgot. I don't constructive criticism. We take
there we go.
that. I was like, I
Constructive
can't
criticism,
remember.
we'll take it. But if you want to tell us that we're inaccurate, I will go back at you with millions of things with proof.
Yeah,
because
we have proof. Yes, we should be. This is the joke where I'm like, we should be lawyers instead.
We should be lawyers. And I will literally watch scenes over and over again, down to the very last second, to make sure I'm doing this accurately.
We do. We're not just like making it up. We actually, you know, take some time, put some effort into writing some notes. Even like the law, who's like, this is a joke about we should be lawyers. I literally be like, is that a law? Let's go find out.
A lot of the things we have about Barson are also just like more characters I want to interact with Barson, because
we do.
A lot of the characters that we've written have either like not been on the show in a while, or have only met Barba through the Wheatley trial.
Yeah.
Or haven't even met him yet, and definitely should. Just put that out there. You'll figure it out if you read it.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Like it's fun. It's been a fun experience to make that interaction with other characters.
It very much is.
But the one, I don't know if the show probably will do it again, especially if they can in Barson, because I feel like they like the drama, because it's a crime drama. They like the drama.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like we need, if Barson is canon, which it probably will be, just saying, I'm gonna keep manifesting it, that what would Elliot have, we talked about it in an episode, I can't remember which one, but what would Elliot have to say about that? Like, you know, he always just shows up random places like Olivia's office and stuff. And he's like,
I feel like even if they weren't canon, but I very much want them to be, even if they were literally just talking, he'd be like, why the hell are you talking to this man?
I know.
Don't you know what he did? Yada, yada, yada. All right, back to your point of, because this is one of our favorite things recently.
Oh, I did. I was talking about it. Oh, what was I talking about?
Like when Elliot walks in and sees
I did. I love this
talking to Barba.
I'm sorry. I love this trope so much.
We very much do.
I
and
love
Olivia
this trope.
Is like,
so funny.
This is my partner. / boyfriend / husband, depending on
Any of
what
the
has
above.
of the part,
What?
whatever part of the relationship which you think to focus on. But and then he'll be standing there like, what?
I know it's
What?
my favorite trope of all time.
It very much is.
It is. I love it. I'm writing it again. I haven't finished it, but right. I have another idea for another one too, maybe. But I just keep doing it over and over again because it's just a great one. I promise it is. Because
there are a lot of fics out there that like have Barba and Stabler being friends.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
And I'm actually not going to denounce those because a lot of the ones that I've seen, they become friends because they both have the same like bond or like the shared bond of we both care about Olivia. We'll be friends for that reason.
I still think Elliot cares about Olivia. We're unsure about that one. But
like if we're gonna go with that context, that I will kind of accept.
Yeah.
But most of the time, Barba and Stabler are like oil and water.
Yeah. Even from the first second, that like she's
that first second they meet.
Remember before they say when they're living in LA or walking around the corner, he's like Rafael Barba. He's like, is he good? And she was like, yeah, he's good.
Very.
He's like,
first thing Barba ever says to Elliot is, "My condolences."
I know.
And Elliot is like, "Why the hell are you doing this?"
Like, dude, he's the man that killed my wife.
If he didn't care, he wouldn't be sending condolences.
No.
But he made it very clear with Olivia standing there that he's like, I'm giving you my condolences. And he did it twice in the episode.
Sure did. We stand on this home. So we were talking about this earlier today about how some people for some reason see Barbara as the worst person ever. But like, how?
How, people? How?
Where are you? I need like scientific researched evidence if you're gonna say that, because I feel like you're making that up. It is a lie. Considering has many times
like
that he was the voice of reason.
Like votes and things that go out of like favorite characters of all time. Barbara's usually like high on the list.
Yep.
I forget what newspaper did it, but like favorite ADAs, and Barbara was number 4, but only
it was a ranking. And we're like, who put this?
But only because he was behind Elizabeth Donnelly, Alice Cabot, and Casey Nova. And look, if you're behind the likes of Judith Light, Stephanie Marks, and Diane Neal, I will give that to you. But he was the first guy on the list. Yeah. So
the way also he sets this tone when like his first case sets a tone that like
very much so.
Like it does. He's a very different person than people expect. He's a very different kind of lawyer, and very different kind of person that is expected. That is a very good prosecutor.
He got choked. He let himself get choked with a belt, so he could get justice for a rape victim.
Yep.
If that doesn't give you anything about what kind of man this guy is, then
Mm-hmm.
Although, while we're on the topic of Barba, Roll did an interview recently for his new show, Candy, that's coming up on Hulu.
It's coming out next week. I better be there.
Barba, it's like, yes,
comes out Monday. I think I put it on my calendar.
May 9th. Yeah,
hold on.
that's
I put it on the calendar. It's supposed to be Monday.
It's a Monday because it's the day after Mother's Day.
Yeah, May 9th. That is Monday.
Anyway.
A week.
So Barba came up with Roll described Barba as like a Harvard educated lawyer with a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay.
Those are familiar words.
Yeah, really. That was definitely my first thought. One of my first thoughts. Because we said the same thing. Like everybody's got a chip. What's yours? Jinx.
This is a problem that we can quote episodes verbatim. That's a problem.
My dad will literally like ask me, like, give me random quotes, and I will most of the time be able to get
Yeah,
tell
my
him.
mom would be like, "What episode was that one?" And I'm like, "Yep, if it's a Barb episode, I know."
Yeah. Or I'll see a specific scene and I'm like, it's this episode. Anyway, Roll describing Barbara as a Harvard-educated lawyer with a chip on his shoulder. Part of the time, yes, because there are many different reasons why, like, he would have a chip or, like, be angry about certain things in the world. But also because, you know, whether it's because of how Raul's chemistry with the rest of the cast, like, evolved his character, or whether just the character evolved from, you know, his time on the show, he's got a heart.
Yeah, you can very clearly tell from the beginning to now, his heart is quite different.
He is also very from the very beginning, like will hates like controlling, violent, like perks. Like
Yeah.
well, I forget what the context of it was. He's like doing the press conference, and the press is like asking him a bunch of different questions, and he's like, "I'm not answering any questions." And then I forget what the question is, but he turns back around and he's like, except that one. He's like, whether you're a John or a businessman, like a John in the Bronx or like a businessman, no means no.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, we definitely know what how this man thinks.
Definitely.
So I
His
feel
growth
like
because of like particularly his growth between all the characters, but particularly with Olivia, she really shows that like this is what we talked about in some episode. There's a lot of Barson parts. There's so many Barson parts.
He changed the way that she changed the way that he looks at like cases and survivors. It wasn't just like cases anymore. Not that it wasn't before, but he definitely became like a deeper thing of like, I want to fight for these survivors and these women who have been through the worst moment in their life and give them back dignity and justice that they deserve.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a very, very beautiful thing to see that. And I was like, how very particular he's like.
It's very
in the
beautiful.
in the Forbidden episode we don't talk about, but you know that I'm You Now Live. It's just like you can very clearly see that like she's really changed his life.
It's very beautiful to see some men on TV. Like both Barbara and Carisi have very much made it clear that they will not tolerate men and like toxic masculinity and like men doing these horrible things to women, and they will literally fight tooth and nail to make sure that these women get justice. It's incredible to see.
It is, and it's really what makes me, they push the, hopefully, they go the Barson route, but like, just saying, I keep saying it until it happens. Just saying,
manifest.
Seeing, manifest. Just saying, but like seeing that being part of their like living our fellows relationship, even though like they won't obviously be working cases together because
he's a defense attorney now, but
I know, but unless it's necessary, case whatever, but seeing that being part of their lives and how
like Barbara will like. I mean, he's a feminist icon. Olivia understands that, and is like so grateful for the work he does, and Donna still does.
We just need to understand what he did for her. If we just
Yep, exactly. I remember one other Barson thing that I had to bring up, and I think it was season 14. And this is I think it was happened to be like possibly before they worked together or something. And he's like, Olivia's like talking about something, and she's like, I can't remember the exact quote, but Barbara like completes her sentence.
Oh,
and Olivia looks at him and Barbara literally looks at her.
But I know what you're talking about, though.
I know what you're talking about. Like, I went to her seminar. It was terrific. Like, excuse me, this man is going to her freaking seminars.
And they've only been. This is like early
Don't
on
tell
season
me.
14.
Yeah, this literally is before we got like any Barson stuff.
We thought about Barson because
he went to her seminar.
that man's been in love for years. Just saying.
Not only does he care about her and like wants to hear what she says, but it also shows that he definitely cares about like the work that he's doing as well. But also for the longest time I thought the quote was I went to a seminar.
And that was her seminar.
And then when I saw it said went to her seminar, I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god, man! He
Oh
loves
my
her a lot.
god.
The way he values Olivia, and like that he really holds her in high value. Like he would do anything for her. Anything.
And in like work.
Both in work and in person.
In a professional aspect, like she's very much like Captain Benson to him. And then personal aspect. My friend Liv, but even more than just a friend, like
they're more than friends, but not quite dating. They're in that place.
They're in that place because he very much cares for
yeah,
like
they're more than friends.
Liv.
They may not be dating, but they're more than friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Like who else does the kind of friendship they have is it's a very beautiful
they have a bond that like other people wish to have with yeah, they have a bond of everybody would wish to have with somebody in their life.
And I can't wait to see what they do with it. I mean, it's probably all things will be good. I promise. It better be good.
I better be, or I'm gonna be sad again for
be sad again. They will
the
go write dark
summer.
They will write sad fan fiction again. It'll be really writer's fault. Sorry.
Y'all, I need happiness for the summer.
Oh, yeah, we do. How am I gonna make it into? I can't make it for September again. December hiatus was like the saddest thing of my life. It was really.
I like now I'm curious because like we know everything. We know like Barbara's coming back from the SVU finale, but we don't know anything about organized crime.
Somebody did say something one time, I think, but I think I don't know if that was true. I don't know what episode that even was because or no one cares about organized crime enough to be like, here's the info for the episode. No one cares about that apparently. There's one of them that says that I don't remember if this is true or not. This is off the rumor mill that Elliot gets threatened, which I see that happening because that he gets threats.
He kind of has.
He already has, but like worse.
Already.
Yeah.
Oh great.
Maybe he'll make it eventually. But maybe.
So yeah, that'd be interesting.
I heard that.
That'd be interesting.
I heard it on the rumor mill. I cannot say that's true, but when we find out, somebody out there.
If it is, then we got 2 awesome season finales.
Yeah.
Or actually, we'll have 3 awesome season finales because Merc is going on the mothership.
Yeah. Yes.
But the one right now, the one that we care about, unless we get more Jalikai news for the finale, is the SVU one.
We are. It's everything I think about in my life. I made this joke earlier. I'm gonna get canceled for saying this again. I was like, I didn't put this on I said it earlier in the group chat about how, if the reaction that people would give if. See, I started coughing. That's probably my. I should even say it now. The reaction.
I want to hear it.
The reaction they would give if Barson got canned in that very moment. Like they were like, they kiss. Maybe they do more in the kiss, and I would just.
The internet would go insane.
I know both ways. The whole thing would just explode, self-combust, and I'd be like,
Literally, I will very fully accept if if the Forlini's part of the episode is at the end.
I know.
And
if it's at the end, I don't care. I just need it. Just
literally, and then Barbara literally says to her, like, "I love you, Liv," and then end credits.
That's enough for me. I don't care.
I'll be fine. That would be great.
I can make it. I can make it with that. But I can't make it if there's no resolution.
No, we need a resolution before the summer.
It kind of has to happen because it wouldn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense for we said earlier, for Warren specifically. I can't pronounce specifically. Say that it's Liv and Rollins who asked for his help. So
I mean,
you don't know when the Forlini scene happens at the beginning, end, or the middle.
the show has been putting a lot of their like best scenes per se,
Yeah, in the last
both
minute,
like
they shove that in the
professional
end.
ones and personal ship ones near the end.
Yeah,
It's
but
Thursday.
I feel like it has to go before then because
anything.
yeah, and well maybe if I guess I don't know because we don't know the order of the events because there obviously is a trial and the trial typically is like the
like they have pictures
three-quarters
of
of the
them.
way through the episode kind of part, and I
They have
think they need to
pictures
make up
of them
before
in
then
there.
because they ask for his help. So maybe
Yeah.
it's at the early part, but not the beginning.
Like, what if, like, literally the four ladies is the beginning, and they're like, it's closing, we have to make up, and then the next day they get the case, and Rollins and Liv are talking, and it's like, we have to call them in.
Mm-hmm.
When Amanda's like, finds out they're talking again, and they're still a little sad of what felt for ladies, but at least they can work together again.
Yes, maybe. Who knows? We'll
I
find
just
out.
need to find out why the heck Raul looks so sad on the freaking
Exactly, but they both were living off of both
cameras.
I'm like, stop, please.
Like,
I can't deal with it.
either
This is
it's
in my mind,
literally,
like, free.
I've
Tell
probably
me, please.
said this before, but I think it's because they're gonna be like sad that like the last time they were ever in there is that
Yeah, they had a fight.
Like they didn't even sit in their spot.
No,
Now
they
they
said the table in
are.
the corner. I feel betrayed by you. You're like, oh,
Excuse me, will I go cry?
and I go cry in the corner. I'll go think about what I said. Time out for sorry about saying that again. But you know, you just hope at their last time, a final call for Lena's bar.
Like, oh, come on, like you gotta give me. There's gotta be something. The fact that that's the episode title.
Yes, I feel like it mattered. They can't just be like, Ferlini's is closing, okay. Like,
Most of the time,
to the rest of the world, who cares? But like to live in Rafa Ferlini's, it matters.
Most of the time, their episode titles mean something. So
yeah, like to the rest of the world, no one cares about Ferlini's, but
Well, I mean, I feel like the
SVU people, the cast, the characters, they go there occasionally, but no one's been really.
The people who have been there the most are Liv and Rafa.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gotta be like bittersweet for Mariska and Raul too, because so many of the scenes they filmed together were there, and they're probably like, we have to. I mean, they're probably like glad that they got like the closure there the last time there, but they're also probably like, where do we go now?
I know, yeah. Hanging out at each other's houses, just saying.
Yeah,
they apartments, just saying.
We still need to see Barbara's apartment. We still have it.
Everyone has very different ideas of what it could be, but in my head, it doesn't really. I don't know. What am I saying?
I feel like even though like a lot of people had canon him as rich, which I do as well, I feel like his apartment.
He's not extravagant though.
Yeah, his apartment would be like clean and like modern. He'd have his little office in the back with like a giant bookshelf. It would be very much like comforting him. It would just be very him, even though like it'd be like smaller and like like you said, not necessarily extravagant, but still like nice.
Yeah, definitely him. It's very him. Whatever happens,
They keep saying we're gonna get. They keep telling us we're getting Carisi's apartment. We never have. We haven't yet. So.
I mean,
come on.
Come on, look at it. I mean, I guess
sets are expensive. Their apartment.
Yeah, I mean, sets are expensive, I guess. But, we just need a little taste.
We've seen Finn's. You got 2 more guys you gotta show us their apartments.
Yes. We're very, like, please, we need it. We're desperate.
Please, we need something.
Real hard. Oh.
Hey, it had to do something with Barbara.
It did. We're like, how do we get it? But yes, the episode needs to hurry up. Now that I don't go to class every day, it's like, what's supposed to do for it?
I'm like, we keep thinking of like Barson things, but we're also like, we need more to work off.
Yeah, I'm like, I need more.
Because right now, literally,
no one said this ship would be like No one said you would. People when you fall like Barson's the ship that like once you get attached to it, you can't let it go.
Nope. Like right now, all the ideas running through my head are like for other ships because we have stuff to work off of.
Yeah.
Once they get more Barson stuff,
Please,
shut up.
yeah.
I
Oh
won't.
yeah, but I won't be done. You'll be hearing
I
me
won't.
You'll be hearing. Yeah, once we get this like all summer, we're throwing out.
Yep.
Probably. I feel
We
like
won't.
binge written like stories in a minute.
We won't shut up. We won't.
You also I figured out the other day. This is off topic, but not off topic because it's about our friend. I figured out we were actually what like the day I can typically consider we became friends was the day that the waves came out.
Oh my god. Are
That's
you
that probably
serious?
is the that probably is the day we like for real became friends.
It's been like a year.
Yeah,
That was
I'm pretty
fast.
sure
That
that is
was
it.
like
I'm like it's April, but I feel like number one in April. But like you and I becoming best friends is probably when the waves came
for our listeners who don't know what that is, The Waves is a book by Virginia Woolf.
out. Uh huh.
But it was turned into musical by actually Raoul's like former teacher. And so it's been like a very big part of Raoul's like walk to becoming like an actor and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did a production of it at like the Vassar Theater a few years ago. And then when the pandemic happened, he helped work. He was basically like a director for it. He worked
Mm-hmm.
with like another music director, and they took all of like the work that his former teacher, the one who created the stuff,
Mm-hmm.
had, and they like turned it into like a new thing of the waves that they put online and all filmed at their houses
Yeah,
during the pandemic.
it's
And
a very cool piece. I don't know if you can. I don't think it's available anymore. You think
I
you probably
don't
have to
I
bootleg
don't
it
know, but
because it was available for like 6 months, and they were like, this let's let me watch it. So I watched it like
the
one time in the summer. Then
yeah, the big thing you need to know about it is that it's very, very near and dear to
uh-huh.
Raoul's heart. It is like one of the most important. I think he said it's like one of the most important things I've done. It's done in his career. It's more than just a musical to him.
Mm-hmm. It's
All right,
very it's
so
the
we've
epitome of
been
our friendship. Anyway, that was the
yeah.
point we are trying to make, but I don't know.
I had to get it out there in
You have
case
to put it
people
out
are
there,
like, "What the heck
please.
is the wave?" Now you know.
Yeah, you should. You can read the book. You can buy the book if you want. I have the book. I
Yeah,
just didn't finish reading it because I don't remember finish reading anything.
I know. Um, yeah. Is that really when our friendship started? I feel
Yeah,
like it happened like earlier than that.
it's April, but I feel like that it's definitely April, but it's not what day in April. I'm pretty sure it's like the close to the time the waves came out, which was
I
like a couple.
feel like we were friends like before that, like in like
Well, we talked.
January or
Look, we
something. There
talked,
we
but
go.
like you and I became best friends, baby.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
what
we
I was
talked
trying to
before
think
then,
of.
but we became besties like after that, and then we kind of were like, let's write. I was like, let's write. Would you want to write
Yeah.
with me? And you were like, yep.
Yep. There we go.
Because you'd read but stuff I would write, and I'd be like, and I'd read what you would write, and they'd be like, let's write something together,
Yeah.
and we did.
And then eventually we're like, we should write together. We should.
Yeah. But we wrote Forevermore. Was the first book we wrote together. Was it?
So that was our version of
Yeah.
the
The People
Weekly
versus
Trial.
Richard Wheatley, but before it came out, because we didn't know anything about it. Which I feel
Yeah,
like
we literally just wrote it because like here we go, and
let's hope it's a fun story. I do enjoy that one.
there's a few things in there that we got like
We
we're
did
pretty
surprisingly. We were pretty close.
actually got.
We wrote a pretty good trial almost. I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
did.
we got pretty
For
close.
the fact that it was literally our first time running the trial,
Yeah,
we did
first time I never
awesome.
wrote a full out trial. I had written one before, but that trial was pretty close to the real deal because we were like, all right, let's go back and make sure we watch all the episodes of Organized Crime. Make sure we
Yeah,
get all the little bits.
there's a lot of the stuff that we wrote that they mentioned in the trial.
Yeah, we got pretty close. We probably were way more detailed than they were because they only have an hour. We had
I
forever.
think one of the specific things that I like really like screamed about and this does have to do with Barbara, so,
Mm-hmm.
somewhat on topic, is after he cross-examined Yana,
Mm-hmm.
and he, like, turned back around and just, like, mentioned her wife lawsuit.
Yeah, we're like, oh.
And basically was, like, the point he was trying to make is, like, so you're not condemning the police violence. So you're not okay with the police violence against your family, but you're perfectly okay with Stabler being violent against another civilian type thing. And he's like, basically, it's like, oh, there's no point here, Your Honor. Just appreciating the irony.
Yeah.
And I wrote it, and later, and when Ayana was like, I hated when he said it, but he was right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right. So after I wrote that out like months before we got it.
We did it. We wrote that in like November, I think. Right, like the beginning of November, we wrote that because we were like, "We have nothing to do. This hiatus time."
We also wrote that Barbo would get Elliot to explode, and he did.
Oh, we did. We did predict that. We're like, "Yep, it's gonna happen," and then we wrote it again. And
then we also got the We also got the Carisi was gonna get Wheatley to explode, and he did.
We did. It was fun. That was a fun story to write.
It was. I loved it.
We had a lot of fun with writing. Well, one was how we still are writing, but like the other job we wrote for truth.
That was so much fun.
It was. I really enjoyed it. Like
it was rough.
We detailed it out. It was rough, but we were like, okay, we have to play the defense card. We have to play the defense card and play good. It was like,
we had to dive into the minds of a defense lawyer that, like, not necessarily a good one. I'll say that much.
No, we didn't pick a good one either, but it was fun.
Because we don't want to. Oh my god, I don't want to spoil.
Okay, let's say we were trying to decide between two people who we wanted to be the defense attorney and what situation happened.
I had one option. Terryn had one option, and we eventually were like, all right, let's do both.
And then, but then it ended up being back to one. But you'll understand what we're talking about when you read it. But
go read it.
Go read it. That's one of my favorite parts too that we wrote. There's so many good. Like y'all go read the book, please, because we want to talk about some of the like decisions we made. We're like, let's go with that one. There's so many fun ones, and that's a really fun story. And it's crazy because we're like, that could actually happen. The reason why they're going to try on this episode, it could possibly happen. Well, it kind of happened, but then it kind of didn't happen. But then it could happen.
It is. Do you have any other Barson stuff?
I don't think of any because now we're going to have a very long episode again.
Because we talk a lot.
It was 40 minutes. Like the first part of this was 40 minutes, and now this was an hour. So I feel like we gotta wrap it up here for today on all things Barson Watch Part 4. So I guess what we could say is if you guys have more ideas we haven't talked about yet, you can tweet us, you can comment it, you can leave us a review, you can, I don't know, tell us whatever you want. Honestly, let us know what you think or anything we've missed out or you want to talk about, because we're always here for that.
Yes.
We're always here for that. And also to talk for forever and a day about anything.
Yeah, it's literally what we do. We just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah. And
I mean, we thought the Barson episode would be maybe like one part, now we're at 4.
Yeah, we probably have more. We'll have another one probably definitely the summer probably. At least after the season finale, if they go to the Barson route, we'll probably have more to talk about because we talk about who knows, that whole episode might just be the Barson episode.
It could be. It very much should be with like the occasional.
It's gonna be a fun one. That weekend we record that episode will be so fun.
With the occasional Releasey moment and then Betty Buckley moment because she's in it.
Yes. Who knows what'll happen? So I guess we stop talking so we can actually wrap the episode. If you don't stop us. We're gonna keep going. So So we want to thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. It means a lot that you guys take the time to listen and tell us whatever you want about it. Thank you. So if you have anything else you want to tell us, let us know. We're always here. So thank you guys so much for listening. And if we don't have anything else to say, we'll tell you guys bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.